Greetings, everybody. It's Jim. You know, everybody wants to get the most value out of their board games, whether it's the $60 game they pick up at the local game store, or it's the Kickstarter monstrosity that costs a whopping $300 by the time it hits their doorstep, right? I mean, for that kind of money, it doesn't matter if in the meantime you find out the rules suck. You're putting that game and you're hitting the table with it, you know? But, you know, every so often a game comes along that's just absolutely beautiful and you get so much mileage out of it, yet it costs so little. And one of those games is Melee from Steve Jackson Games. And you want to talk about value, you can get it for free right now. Just stop this video and go to the link down below. Just go get it. It's normally $15 for the physical version, but I highly suggest it. But you know what? You know what's better than even getting Melee? It's when the same company comes out with an expansion that isn't very expensive at all. It should cost just as much, and yet it exponentially expands the game, and you get even more mileage out of it. So today, I am going to be talking to you about why you should be using the Infinite Arena for Melee from Steve Jackson Games. So here we have our arena all ready and set to go. And it couldn't be simpler to use this. Basically, you get 26 battle cards, you get 26 hazard cards, you draw one of each from each pile, and bam, now you got a different configuration and tactics are all over the place. Okay, something new. Now the thing is, Melee is a great game because of its tactics and balance, right? But I can see when people play this a lot, or they go into a tournament, especially, they're going to have their core four, right? They're going to have that configuration that suits them. Even though the game's balanced, they're going to have their personal preference, right? This kind of throws all that on its head because you don't know what you're going to be up against. Now, my first instinct was to think, oh, that'll keep specialists away. Everybody will play a more even-keeled game, you know. You're not going to see guys with a 14 dexterity or whatever. Well, I take that back because the thing is, if something does hit you as a disadvantage, it's not going to matter as much if you are a specialist. Like, for instance, in Windy Arena, this is a hazard. High winds blast the arena. All thrown weapons attacks are a -1. All missile weapon attacks are a -2, including fireballs. But as you can see there, an archer with a dexterity of 14 is not going to be as affected as somebody with a dexterity of, say, 11. It's going to be drastically different for that guy, even though they go down the same amount. So that's interesting there. Now, the thing is also, you know, usually the name of the game is kill your buddy, you know, kill the buddy across from you, right? Well, with these battle cards, change up the objective of the game. So here we have slaughter, okay? Now, one side places their figures within 3 hexes of the edge, and I'll just put them up to 3 hexes of the exit area here. And then the other side gets a 6 hex lead, and then their idea is to just get off the other edge of the board. It's as simple as that. And these guys got to keep them from doing that. They got to kill at least 2 guys. So basically, if they kill 2 guys and they get 2 guys off, that's a tie, right? But basically, as you can see, that throws everything out of whack. Nobody can rely on what's going to happen because you just don't know. Unlike Melee, where you can at least be rest assured that this is your strategy, and maybe there'll be some luck of the dice, or depending on how the opponent plays. But this one really is more of a seize the day kind of game, you know. Now the thing is, when you're playing this, what would be good is to play the scenario once, and because it's Melee, it's going to be quick. You know, you play it once, then reverse sides. You know, that way you don't have to worry about, oh, I got screwed because I had my archers and I'm on this side and so on, or whatever. But anyway, guys, for $15, you're not going to go wrong with this supplement. If you already got Melee and into Labyrinth, this will make it really fun for newbies. You know, again, you get them used to Melee. You want to switch it up and say, hey, we're going to have a tournament, and now this is what's happening. And none of these cards, by the way, are very difficult. I mean, there's only so much that you can do, but on a card, right? But yet some of them have pretty thin type on them, and they try to pack it in there with the details. Some of them are simpler than others, but they're all pretty good. And, you know, I really enjoy that about it. But none of the disadvantages seem to be throttling. They just meant to be more annoying. So for $15, guys, I highly suggest getting the Infinite Arena from Steve Jackson Games. I'll see you next video.